Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
What's up, guys? This is the Till You Collapse podcast. I am Brian. I'm your host, and it's been a little bit.
A little.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How about you?
No.
What?
You doing good, man.
I'm always doing good.
You fucking killing it with the videos.
Trying to.
Yeah. I got a good podcast today. This is a topic that I've hinted on, and every time I have, it's gotten good feedback. And I'm going to go kind of in it today. I'm going to start focusing on it a little more because it's honestly the biggest part of my life, and it's one of the things I pride myself the most in. But guys, we always ask you, please share this podcast. If you get something from this podcast, share it on your social media. Tell someone about it. I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to get the listeners up. Our time is worth something. We're trying to help you win. We want to see you win. Help us win. Karma. Put it out there. You'll get it back. Memo.
What's up?
When's this show happening?
When's the show? The show, for surely in August. I'm doing the Tahoe show in August for a competition for bodybuilding, but I might do one also in July, which is a Sacramento show.
I think you should commit to both.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking so too.
I think you should, man, because you do all that prep and shit for one
show. Yeah.
The first one will be a warm up. It's your first time ever.
Exactly.
And then you'll be ready. You'll have a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people doing the Sacramento show too. There's a lot of people that I know, so it'll be like comfortable.
I've been thinking about coming out of retirement.
40 years old, knocking that shit out. Shit.
Sammy keeps telling me. A lot of people have told me. I've competed a good amount back in the day. I did bodybuilding. The last show I did was about 9-10 years ago.
Damn.
And I've only done about 5 of them. I did pretty good. I never won one. I probably should have won a couple of them, but I always prep myself. This was back in the day before all these coaches.
He went solo.
And I kind of have pride in doing shit myself and learning it myself. But honestly, the main thing that fucked me up was always the last couple weeks. I always fucked around with shit and the last day or two tried to make crazy changes. And I looked better a week or two out than I actually did day on the stage, because when you're that lean, you're depleted, you fuck with your water, you fuck with shit, you try to do magic shit to look better. It always ends up biting you in the ass. Literally, if I would have looked multiple shows, if I would have looked how I looked a week or two out, I would have won the show. Yeah. But it's just shitty feeling to know that you fucked around with shit and you made yourself look that
and having to hold that shape too the entire time.
You know what I mean? So, but I did bodybuilding, little Speedos and shit prancing around. But if I did it again, I would do classic physique.
Yeah,
that's actually a new class that I think even fits my physique better because I don't have that huge frame or huge build of a bodybuilder, but I have small joints and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of doing it. Masters class, you can do 40. Masters starts at 35, so I could do 3 classes within one show. I could do Masters 40 classic physique, Masters 35 classic physique, and Open classic physique.
Yeah.
And then compete against the young boys.
Yeah.
Which would be fun. Like I said, it may be fun. It'd be fun to document the content for the brand, everything. Because the brand. That's kind of where that, the meanings and the sayings behind the brand and the core values, a lot of it's rooted in bodybuilding and fitness because I talk about that's what my work ethic's rooted in. So it has a lot of meaning to it, But,
we'll all be cranky. We're all going to be cranky at the same time. We're all going to be cranky, really cranky and hungry.
For me, though, bodybuilding and, competing is a great goal. It's great to do a few times in your life, especially if you have that goal. But typically for me, especially as I get older and I realize that, how valuable my time is, how valuable my effort is, what am I getting out of what I'm putting into something, right? And with competing, typically you put a lot into it, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and what do you get out of it?
If you don't win.
I mean,
even if you do win,
you get a little plastic trophy, a sword if you win the overall. Yeah, for a day or two, there's some recognition. But other than that,
you get recognition from other guys too.
Yeah,
not
as
from
far as monetary. That's why I say, a lot of people fall in the trap into really doing it too much as far as what are they getting back from it. And you need to be with this lesson right here is something in any part of your life. Anything that you pour into your time is valuable. A lot of you don't value your own time enough. Your time is fucking valuable. And when you put your time and your effort into anything and anyone, there has to be some kind of reciprocation. What are you getting back? What are you getting back? And here's the thing. Don't be selfish. There's times when you put into something with no kind of, you don't need to have any expectations. Don't go into something with expectations. You don't always need something out of something. It's nice to do something with no care and no worries and no expectations, but you also have to be smart about it, and you have to value your time. And as your time becomes more valuable, if you're putting something into something, you need to get something out of it. That's just the reality of it. And a lot of people fail to grasp this. They put a lot of themselves into something too much, too selflessly. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes people are too selfless and they don't get anything back. And a lot of people like that get taken advantage of. So I want you to think about yourself. Are you that type of person? And if you are, I mean, more power to you. Bless you. I mean, there's people like that, and they're amazing. But I'm empowering you. Realize your time. Realize your fucking worth. And if you're not getting shit back in relationships, in businesses, in anything, it's time to cut those relationships. Fuck that. You're worth more. Your time's worth more. You deserve something back. Because you can only give and give and give and give and give and so much and not receive anything back. It's a shitty feeling. And that, like I said, this is not even what I'm going to talk about the podcast. This is us warming you guys up. That was looking cute, man.
Always.
Dude, I'm ready to, listen, we need to work out together once a week. Okay?
You got you.
I know you think
Monday,
you're like
Monday
Ronnie
went
Coleman, and you're so much stronger than me, bro. Okay, listen, the weights I was doing at your age was crazy. Okay, but I don't like to talk about the past because I'm about the present.
About the present.
So I'm 40 years old. What I do now is pretty good. I told you I did pretty good on chest
Yeah,
the other day.
I
Shit
heard-
didn't pop.
Yep.
Didn't break.
They didn't break on you.
I'm pushing myself a little harder.
There
I'm
we go.
actually feeling better. Honestly, constant body work, the cold plunge, the cold showers.
Are you doing that in your pool?
plunge.
Is that what you? That's
Well,
your
here's the thing.
story?
I've always like this whole cold plunge thing. This is like a new fad. You see everyone posting it, everyone do it. There's extreme health benefits from it. It's something good. Everybody should be doing it. They've been doing it for years and years and years in like other societies and other countries and stuff like that. It's a lot bigger. Recently, it's getting really popular here. I've been taking cold showers for years. Even like my lady talks about it 18 years ago when we met. So for 18 years, like I've known about the benefits of cold showers and cold plunge. And when I talk about cold showers, I'm talking about like, free as cold as it goes for a couple minutes. I'm not talking about sprit yourself with like half cold and go hee hee and jump out like a bitch. I'm talking about like, and I really like the benefit from the hot to cold therapy. Because honestly, hot to cold, if you take like your shower, start hot, take your shower, wash yourself, as hot as you can handle it. I don't know how girls handle fucking burning hot water.
I don't understand that
Like,
either.
What's with you ladies? Like for some reason, you ladies, like, have you noticed that? Like
They like it
if you
on-
take
they
a shower
all the
with
way
the
hot,
lady,
all the way.
hot. Like I can't handle that shit.
No, it burns my skin. Like literally.
Like how do you guys deal with that shit?
it
It's
feels
not normal.
It feels good. Apparently,
It doesn't feel good. It feels like my skin is melting off.
Yeah.
It's not good. But anyways, as hot as you can handle. And then you take a shower for however long, 5-10 minutes, however long it takes, and then all the way cold. And that shock to your system. When you go hot to cold, that's why it's the best to do, honestly, and we're going to have this set up here in the TYC gym pretty soon. We got a sauna. Our cold plunge comes this week. The best is sauna, 15 to 30 minutes, and then cold plunge for 3 minutes. And that's the best hot to cold. My little, a lot of people can't afford a sauna, don't have access to a sauna, don't have access to a cold plunge. If you don't, your shower works as the ghetto version, which I've been doing for years, hot to cold. That really creates a euphoric effect in the body. And honestly, it's an effect a lot of people even compare it to doing drugs, like a euphoric effect. It's crazy when you do it. When I do it, you feel it in your mind, your body, the way it feels. If you've never done it, do it and you'll see what I'm talking about. But even at your home, you can do this. It's not as efficient, doesn't work as good, but it's still better than nothing. And the benefit from it also is the mental toughness you get from it. The mental toughness. Like I've been doing in my pool, I've been wanting to get a cold plunge at home. Like I said, we're getting one here, and I'm like, the other day I just thought to myself, why don't I just do it in my pool? It's freezing. It's like 35 degrees at night, low 30s. The pool, it's been like that for months. The pool's freezing. The pool, I took the temperature. It's like high 30s, low 40s. It's freezing. It's what you want, a cold plunge. Mm-hmm. Other day I was like, this dawned on me. I'm like, why and I've seen friends do it. I've seen people do it like in their pools. I'm like, I've been doing the shower forever. And I never had really experienced. I've done cold plunging before, but it's been so long. I did it, and it wasn't that bad. Honestly, the shower is worse for me because when you're hot and you go to cold, it's hard to force yourself to do that. Mm-hmm. And the mental toughness is there's plenty of health benefits, but there's mental benefits. I talk to you guys about this all the time. It's hard to to go from comfortable, warm, hot to fucking freezing cold. Mm-hmm. The showers are the hardest thing because it's hard to do that. And I've been doing that for years. And I talk about mental toughness. I've been doing it for 18 years, 20 years, since before it was cool, before everyone in social media was doing it. So when I talk about my core values and what I've built and why I've gotten to where I've gotten, even though I'm theoretically a dumbass, it's because of those core things I tell you guys about. I've been doing shit before it was a fad, before it was cool. So challenge yourself mentally. Challenge yourself to be uncomfortable. I wake up every day at 5 a.m. By 5 a.m., I'm pulling up to the office at 7:45. Some people haven't even woke up by 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And that shit fired me up to know that I'm already so far ahead of other motherfuckers every single day. That's how you win, is you compound those days over months, over years. Before you wake up, I've done 200 flights of stairs. I hate doing it. I've jumped in a fucking 39-degree pool or taken a freezing cold shower. Before you've woken up, I've already stacked 2 wins. And stacking wins is where it's at. When you stack wins and you already got 2 or 3 huge wins every single day before 8 a.m., you have no choice but to win. You're already winning, and momentum continues on. So I challenge you. Push yourself. You got more in you. You can go harder. You're not challenging yourself. Waking up at 8 a.m., waking up at night. You work 9 to 5. You wake up at 8:15, 8:30, roll out of bed, brush your teeth, barely make it to work on time. Maybe you're on time. Maybe you're a minute late. Maybe you get a minute early. And that's how your day starts. Think about what I just said compared to that other scenario. Who do you think is going to be tougher physically, mentally? Who do you think is going to be primed and ready to take on the day, take on the month, take on the year? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's not magic. It's not coincidence either. But the superpower is doing it day in and day out. It's on you. And the main thing I want to talk about this podcast, there's been some good points and we're just rolling. But honestly, what I want to talk about, and I won't get deep into it because I want to have a couple dads on here with me, is talk about fatherhood and being a dad and how that's changed me and how I try to balance it all, being as high level in all areas I am, entrepreneurship, fitness, because all that kind of shit takes time away from us. And, being a father is really the greatest joy in my life. It's my highest calling. It's the most important job I have in this world. And it's really gives me all of my purpose, all of my drive, all of my fulfillment, everything. I don't love anything as much as I love those kids. It even makes me feel like I want to tear up talking about it. That's how much passion and real it is. And the ones that are real parents and the ones that actually show up for their kids, the moms and the fathers, they know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of shitty parents out there. And there's a lot of shitty parents out there nowadays more than ever that just neglect their kids, throw them on iPads, don't talk to them, don't instill values in them, don't have a relationship with them, don't communicate with them. And this isn't for you, because you are throwing away the number one relationship you will ever have, is that with your child. And it's just, the way kids are being raised, you can tell. Because when you actually have a part in your child's life and you care and you communicate with your child and you raise your child and you have values and you have expectations and you challenge them, you can tell. But like, for example, my youngest daughter, Ivy, she's just So amazing. Biggest personality. She makes me laugh every day. She needs to be in show business. I mean, she's just crazy, just not shy, just a big ball of personality. Any of you guys that follow me know, you guys comment her stuff all the time. And I talk about being an example for your kids. The other day I got in my pool for the first time was this Saturday, and she's always right by my side. She loves when I'm at home more because she just eats that up. You know, dad's home, don't go to work. I get more time with you. And at 6 years old, she already notices this stuff and verbalizes it. But she wanted to come with me to the cold plunge. And, you know, she comes outside with me. It's free. It's cold outside. It's like 40s and it's cold in the morning. And she comes outside with me and she's all pumped up. You're gonna get in the pool. You're crazy, Dad. I'm gonna do it with you. I'm gonna do it with you. And I talk about being an example for your kids. At 6 years old, she's probably gonna remember this moment. And not only that, but you know, she got in just her feet and up to her ankles, and it was freezing. And she's like, but she's standing there watching me as I'm in the water, and I'm just looking up at her and talking to her, and just that moment with her is everything. And just the point of that moment with her is, she's asking me, Dad, why the fuck are you jumping in a freezing pool? Why are you doing this? And I just have conversations with my kids. And I had a conversation at that moment with her. I was like, you know, it's good for you. Talk about her, what it does for your, you know, your body. Tell her the benefits. And I talk to her, and I don't hold anything back. I am as scientific as possible. And she's listening to me, and then she's just so cute. She's like, yeah, okay. And she's like, you know, Dad, cold is bad too. Cold, you know, because everyone talks about cold makes you sick, even though being cold really doesn't make you sick. It's more your immune system. But she's like, oh, we can also be bad for you, make you sick. She's so cute. But and then the next day we did it, and she got halfway in. And she's working up. And my goal, honestly, is to have her getting all the way in with me. And can you imagine 6 or 7 year old with those kind of habits, that kind of dedication, you know, cold plunging at 6, 7 years old, the mental toughness for a young kid that has that, how that will help her the rest of her life, right? And then you have my 15-year-old son, I've been training him since he was 12. He works out at 5 a.m. He's 15 years old. He's 200 pounds. He's 5'10". He did, and you know, he's been training for 3 years straight. So it's not by chance that he's so strong and he's so built. He's been working for it. He comes at 5 a.m. He's played a full football game before for, you know, offense and defense, and then wants to come to the gym at 9:30, 10 p.m. at night. He learned that from me. Kids just don't learn those habits on their own. We're the example for them. What we do is the example for them. So you guys, parenthood changed me forever. Oh, God knows where I would be without parenthood. Maybe I'd be in jail. Who knows where I'd be? But I was not in the best path before I had kids. You know, I was doing illegal things. I was doing things now that I'm not proud of, things that I, you know, just the lifestyle I was, the people I was around, the things I was doing. And having my first kid gave me purpose. It really made me reel back and realize, okay, you need to check yourself. The lifestyle you're living, the things you are doing, you know, I can't go to jail. I can't get in trouble. It's not worth it to me because I have someone to provide for, someone to teach, someone to mold. And I try to be the example for them. And the biggest thing with entrepreneurship, and like I said, fitness is as important as it is for me, is it takes time. And everyone talks about the balancing. And the balancing is the hardest thing, honestly. And it's something that I used to be terrible at. And I'm still not the best at, but I'm trying to get better. And in the past, I used to try to spend more time. You know, I used to try to make up bigger blocks of time, but I wasn't really present. I was either on my phone, I was still doing work, but I was home, quote unquote home. So I thought that counted. And it doesn't matter because you have to be present. And they notice these things. So honestly, even now, 10 years into business, I'm busier now than ever because I'm still building. And I still have drive and I still have bigger goals and I'm not taking my foot off the gas. So, you know, all you guys that think you're going to start a business and you want to be retired, good luck with that shit. My goal is to be retired, quote unquote, retired by the time I'm 50. And I'll never be retired because I don't have that kind of personality, but I want to have such blocks of money by the time I'm 50 that I can invest and I can do with my time and be more free with my time and have more time with my family for traveling and all that kind of shit. that's my goal, but I still got 10 more years of fucking grinding. And honestly, I'm working just as much, if maybe not more than I even was back then. But here's the thing. I communicate with them. I talk to them. I talk to them about the business. I talk to them about my goals. I talk to them why dad is at work so much, why dad is gone so much. And if you communicate with them and you let them know and you bring them in the vision, you talk about the vision with them, just like you should be talking about the vision with your staff, they will buy into it and they will support you and they will get it. But if you don't do that, they have no clue why mom or dad is gone all the time. They just know you're gone. So communication is huge with your kids. Let them know. Have those real conversations. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. With social media in this world, they figure out quick, and you want it to come from you, not from another source. You want to explain shit to them. You want them to hear from you. And be real. Don't hold back. Don't sugarcoat shit. But now when I'm there, I try to be present. No phone. Right there direct with them. When I get time, I try to make individual dates and individual time with each kid. I have 4, obviously, so it's more of an effort, but there's a huge difference when I'm there with all of them together and it's fucking chaos compared to me and them one-on-one, and I truly get them for who they are. And it's a totally different experience because they really are truly themselves when they're alone. Their real personality. It's much more quality time. And even just an hour a week. You guys know I've talked about on videos, you have like 168 hours a week. I have 4 kids. And if you spend 1 dedicated hour, this is the minimum I would say, with each of your kids or however many kids you have, really talking to them, really focusing on, really doing something that's fun for them, fun for you, that will impact them. I notice a bigger difference with my relationships with my kids now since I've really started focusing on that than when I used to try to be around more of a bulk time and dad's home more and dad's always here. And honestly, I was home for probably 5-10 more hours a week around them. But the quality of time now and the relationship's even better now since I focus. So I know you're struggling with it. I know you're struggling with it because you love your family. You love your kids. You want to be with them, but you also want to build this legacy. You also want to be successful. You also want to have stacks of money so you're not worried about shit. You have the freedom to travel with them, buy them things, have experiences, live. Well, it's almost like you can't have one without the other. It's hard because, when you're gone from work, work suffers. When you're gone from home, home suffers. So I get it. It's like you're constantly pulled in each direction, and I have been, and I still am. But you have to, when you're building something, when you're trying to grow something, you have to give your all in. You have to be all in. You can't be halfway in. You can't. So have that conversation with your family. Have it with your kids. Be real with them. Tell them why. And they'll understand. They're smarter than you think. They pick up on everything. They will get it. And build that fucking legacy. Build that business. Become successful. So then you have the freedom to go on a week or 2 vacations and fucking just live and have that lifelong experience and memory with them. That's what it is for me. That's what it's about. And I promise you, if you are having that focused, present time, a couple hours a week, really, really, really for them, about them, that will be what they need. They will pick up on that, and I'm just saying that as an example. You can spend more time with them. But parenthood is everything. And, being a father, being a mother, it's everything. And it's very hard because I want to be with them 24/7. I would love to be with my kids all day, every day. But that's not reality. I got to support them. I got to provide for them. This has to be successful for me to have that enjoyable time. Because if I'm with them and I'm broke, I've been there. My first son, I was broke as fuck. Everything got taken away when I had him. I never forget that. So I felt what it feels like, and that's not present time. The stress, the feeling you feel, like how am I going to feed this kid? How am I going to keep a roof over their head? That's not a good feeling. That's not quality time. That's stressful as fuck. So I've been there. So here's the thing. There's no perfect answer. Stop beating yourself up about it. I know you do. I do. Stop it. it's something we all deal with. It's something we're all in. And there's no perfect answer or exact way to do it. That's the thing as well. You can't follow my exact blueprint. You can't follow this guy's exact blueprint. You have to do what works for your kids, what works for your family, and everybody's different. But as long as you're trying and you truly care on, helping your kids become fucking good people, and you're a representation of that, and you practice what you preach, and you show from example, that's all any of us can ask. That's all you can ask yourself. Anyways, I hope this camera got fixed. We had a fucking malfunction in the middle of this bitch. This shit died. Is it recording again? I don't know where to look. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. Am I looking? Is this working?
You look at me. Only me. Come on now.
You want me looking 24/7. But this shit real. We got a new camera. We got a 2-camera setup for the first time. Memo's got this shit on max settings. It's overheating like a bitch.
That's what happens when you shoot everything in 4K, high definition, nonstop.
You know what I mean? I know you like to see the details.
I like to see the details. Zoom into that thing.
Anyways, guys, I hope you got something from this podcast. We're going to get some content from it. I really love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try to put another one out this week. I think Friday, Memo. We'll do another one.
Sounds good.
Anyways, guys, love you guys. We're out.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do.